How's it going today, guys? AG here. Today, if you guys watched my last video, I am going to be installing a new motor on my Rustler, as I burnt out the one last week. I already knew that it was on its way out, so I had ordered this about a week ago. And I also have some damage to my suspension, so I got some new suspension from Hobby Park. It's quite a bit thicker than the stock ones, so I can compare it in a bit there. The motor that I'm installing is actually a 21 turn motor rather than the stock 12 turn motor. And then I also have a new motor casing that I'm going to install as well, because my motor casing is cracked. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a job taking this all apart. I'm going to pretty much have to take the whole back end off to get the motor casing in there. And yeah, so I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. Front suspension on these should be pretty easy. You just have one bolt here, as you can see that, another bolt here for each of these, both sides. So it should be a quick, easy fix. I usually like to put tires underneath. It seems to be a good height. You can see that these new ones that I'm putting in are substantially thicker. I just got them off of Amazon, and they had some pretty good reviews, so I'm hoping that they will work pretty good. Turns out that this end piece here was a little too big, but they sent these smaller ones in, so I just got to pop them in before I'm able to install this. I like that. If I was just replacing the motor, all I'd have to do is take a few screws out here and a few screws inside, plus the sprocket, and the motor would come out. But I want to replace this today, so I got to take out all these screws under here as well, which means taking off the suspension arms here. Now we can undo these two screws here and get the motor out. Gotta take the suspension off first. We're gonna take the shock tower off. Take out all these screws under here. So that's come off there. Take these out, suspension arms. Okay, then I'm going to take all these screws out here. Almost like they didn't want you getting in these things. In order to take these off, we're going to need to use the smallest Allen key and just take the screw out of there so they pop off. And I just pulled there's a hole there. I don't know if you can see that, but I pulled a pin out of there as well. So I'm just pulling out the there's a bearing in there that I'm going to reuse. And I can actually just take that and put it right into the new side. Same with this center hole here. I have to take all of these two sprockets, and put them into the new one. Bearing in there. Put this in here like this, and then this little axle will go into that hole down there. This sprocket will go onto there. Probably be advisable to put some grease back in it. All right, we got lots of room on there. So we're going to take the other side, close it back up. Let's put all these screws back in and then screw all these in. I'm going to get a screw in. And we'll put a piece of tape over the bottom here again. Just put a nice big piece on there. So we'll just cut it off. So we'll put these back on. Just screw these in. And same with the other side. Put the shock arms back on. There. And we can put the shock tower back in. And then we can attach these. I believe they're called camber arms. And we put the new motor in. Oh, I see. Pin back into the drive shaft. Like that. And then the spring and the nut. I gotta take that old sprocket off the old motor and put it on the new motor. There's a little lock key on there that we just undo and it'll slide right off. When you install the clutch and sprocket here, what you want to do is tighten the the nut all the way in, and then so that's as far as it goes, and then turn it back one full turn, and that should give you a good place to start adjusting your clutch. If you find that it's slipping, then you might have to tighten it, or if it's grabbing too much, then you can loosen it. But about 1 full turn back is about where you want it. And then you can push the motor in so she's nice and snug before you tighten that bottom screw there. We'll give her some juice. Once you have that in there, it should go smoothly. So usually if you just push that tight with your thumb, it'll be all right. And then you can tighten this screw up. The covering plate. We got to install the new suspension. Yeah, there's those 3 holes there. It's got to go into one of those 3. These other ones are a little bit too tall to allow the drive shaft to turn. Plug the cables back in through the shock tower and install your battery, and away you go. Yeah, so hopefully I got some good shots for you guys, and it's helped you guys out if you need to do a motor change. Thanks for watching. I love you. See you next time.